Welcome back, folks. This week I read Two Gentlemen of Verona, and I have thoughts. We're going to start things off with a quick summary. Our story begins with two friends, Proteus and Valentine, and Proteus is madly in love with this girl named Julia. Valentine tells Proteus to grow up, and he leaves Verona to go to Milan. While in Milan, Valentine falls in love with a girl named Sylvia. Proteus's father forces Proteus to go to Milan, because like Valentine, Proteus's father wants him to grow up too. When Proteus gets to Milan, Valentine goes on and on about how Sylvia is perfect and there is no one else like her. When Valentine leaves, Proteus decides he agrees and plots to get Sylvia, despite being engaged to Julia. The very next scene, Julia resolves to travel to Milan because she misses her man, and she knows he would never be disloyal. She disguises herself as a man so she isn't attacked by ruffians in her travels. Proteus resolves to steal Sylvia and gets Valentine banished in order to do so. Sylvia refuses all of Proteus's advances and declares her love for Valentine. Julia, who has arrived, sees how Proteus has cast her aside and laments how she still loves him. When Valentine is banished, he runs into some outlaws who take pity on him. The outlaws kidnap Sylvia and bring her out into the woods. Proteus saves Sylvia, but she is less than grateful. Proteus then threatens to have his way with her before Valentine pops out and stops him. Julia, who has accompanied Proteus in rescuing Sylvia, reveals herself, and Proteus says he was in love with Julia all along. The Duke of Milan ends up pardoning Valentine, because the Duke sees that Valentine has a good heart. And that's where our story ends. I liked Two Gentlemen from Verona. I think it's a lot simpler than, say, The Comedy of Errors. So I think if you want to start reading Shakespeare, it's a good play to start with. It's funny, it's relatively short. I thought there were lots of funny character interactions, so Proteus and Valentine each have their own servant, who are kind of like jesters, and whenever they interact, it's just really delightful. They have lots of funny banter back and forth, and I think the concept of having these two best friends, and then one of the best friends is going after the other best friend's girl. I could see that in modern day sort of rom-com, and I think the story would still hold up, So I think overall this is a really nicely well-written comedy. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I did have a few issues with it. In Two Gentlemen of Verona, there are a few throwaway jokes that are anti-Semitic. They're not essential to the plot. They're just sort of there to get a quick laugh back in Shakespeare's day. The only reason I want to bring it up is I feel like with everything going on in the world right now, it's really important that we take time to call out hatred and say it's not okay. Anti-Semitism is not cool, nor is it funny. Hatred of any minority group isn't cool, nor is it funny. My note to Shakespeare: do better, sir. You can do better. If you were alive, you would know to do better. That's enough of that, though. On to some of my other issues with the play. Proteus doesn't face any consequences for his actions. That does not sit right with me, okay? This guy is going around trying to steal Valentine's girl, and nothing happens. He just, at the very end of the play, Valentine, when he confronts Proteus, he says, "I'll never trust you again," or something along those lines, obviously Shakespeare, but he says the modern day English of, "I'll never trust you again." And then Proteus is like, "I'm sorry, bro." And then Valentine's like, "You really mean it?" Okay. I guess I'll trust you. And it's just like, no, don't do that. He's probably going to betray you again. Like, Valentine, have you not learned your lesson the first time? And another thing. Julia, why would you go with Proteus? Okay, there are so many men in Milan. And you go with Proteus, the one who you witnessed, you saw with your own eyes. You saw him go around to Sylvia and gush his love for her. Like, no, you can do better. It pisses me off. I took a break. I'm calmer now. Just gonna try not to think about the ending. Here are some of my favorite lines in the play.
Marry, sir, the letter very orderly, having nothing but the word naughty for my pains. Beshrew me, but you have quick wit, and yet cannot overtake your slow purse. Marry, sir, so painted to make her fair that no man counts of her beauty. How esteem thou me? I account of her beauty. You never saw her since she was deformed. How long has she been deformed? Ever since you loved her. What? Gone without a word? Aye, so true love should do. It cannot speak, for truth hath better deed than words to grace it. Sir, if you spend word for word with me, I shall make your wit bankrupt. What, are they broken? No, they are both whole as a fish.
What an ass art thou, I understand thee not. What a block art thou, that thou canst not. Fie on thee, jolthead, thou canst not read. Oh, illiterate loiterer. Well, guys, I think that'll be all. I got very passionate about this. Really put my soul in this video because it matters to me. So be sure to like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Take care, guys, and happy readings. Stay safe out there.